So what's going on, guys? My name is Noel. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to WrestleMania's 2025 Backlash. Gosh, I can't talk. I was up late all last night. I was at quinceañera, and then, you know, I came home and watched wrestling, so I was up till like the crack of dawn. And now I'm doing reactions, so I'm kind of like plus a little, you know. So anyways, we're doing a reaction to WrestleMania's 2025 Backlash review, which was yesterday. So let's jump into it, along with other news that they have. Before we do get started, though, I will say this, that I think I'm going to talk more about it at the end. Actually, let's just do that. I'm going to do how I feel about it at the end.
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with another video. Now it's time for WWE Backlash as Randy Orton and WWE Undisputed Champion John Cena do battle one last time. Can the Viper capture his 15th world title? There were also some huge injuries on the show, and John Cena turns on R-Truth. Join us now as we recap the show and provide our review as we look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly.
Yes, sir.
Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification
if you haven't
bell
checked
for
them out,
daily
go check them
wrestling
out.
videos.
They're amazing.
And follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now, the first match on the card was a fatal four-way match for the United States Championship as champion Jacob Fatu took on LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. Or it's a Pier 6 brawl as LA Knight's quest for the third US title cross paths with Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest feud and the champion's appetite for destruction. McIntyre and Priest take each other out of the match with a wild brawl to the outside of the ring, giving LA Knight a chance, but that is until Solo Sikoa and a star who makes his new WWE debut, Jeff Cobb, show up, firmly aligning himself with Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline, taking Knight out and giving the Samoan Werewolf an easy path to victory.
Yeah. Solo Sikoa is a top recruiter for the Bloodline. This dude does nothing but recruit and job and get pinned. Like, that's Solo's whole job, is getting pinned and recruiting people.
Whilst Jacob Fatu is not cool with Cobb joining the Bloodline, he at least walks out of Backlash with the title. Next up is the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship match.
I'm pretty sure
champion
Lyra got hurt,
Valkyria
right?
takes on Becky Lynch. And Becky Lynch's tremendous experience advantage makes her an odds-on favorite, but Becky finds out that Valkyria's fighting spirit and thirst for revenge is
It was a good match, though.
the odds.
Solid.
Lynch
Very
tries
solid.
various heel tricks, but Valkyria presses on, surprising Lynch with a roll-up reversal for the win.
She was hurt right
as
there, you
Lyra
could tell.
Valkyria retains the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Now, after the match, Lynch isn't happy and she attacks the champion and locks in the disarmer until a small army of WWE officials free Lyra. Next up is the Intercontinental Championship match as champion Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
I will say this. Dom has come a long way. Dom has come a long way. And I like the run they're doing with him so far. Like, Dom can put on a show. And with someone like Penta, they were putting it on, man. That was a good match.
Takes on Penta L0. Now, this is a wild Lucha Libre bout that features some great spots from both wrestlers. Penta begins to creep toward victory until the Judgment Day show up. However, when the referee finally shows 1,000 IQ and sends the heels to the back, the IQ is lost with El Grande Americano showing up and delivering a loaded headbutt to Penta, allowing Dirty Dom to hit the Frog Splash to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Next up is Gunther versus Pat McAfee. It's a lopsided match as Pat McAfee fights on behalf of fellow announcer Michael Cole.
Everyone knew
McAfee
Pat was
gets a
getting
few
destroyed,
hope spots in with some big kicks to Gunther, and even Michael Cole tries to help, but it's all for nothing as Gunther locks in the sleeper and it's lights out for McAfee.
I mean, realistically, like, let's be honest. I love Pat, but you were not making Pat beat Gunther. Like, that would have tarnished Gunther's whole aura. Like, you can't take Gunther seriously if he lost to Pat. Jay at WrestleMania and then Pat right off the back, like, no. You would have never taken Gunther seriously after that. So, I mean, anyone who thought Pat was winning, Pat was not winning that match. There was no way they were going to make Gunther lose to a commentator. Come on now.
After winning the match, Gunther gives Pat McAfee a nod of respect. And finally, it's time for the main event as WWE Undisputed Championship match is...
I know I keep stopping it and I apologize. I'm very sorry. This match I thought was going to suck. I honestly thought this match was going to suck. But the one thing I will say is that this man right here, after all that, and after he was screwed, not just by John, but by Nick Aldis and all fucking the entire production team because they cared about a referee getting knocked out for whatever reason, even though referees get killed all the time and nobody ever comes out. He needs to go heel. Completely. I'm talking 09 Orton Menace heel. Like, the one that Thanos would not even fuck with. That's who he needs to turn into. But, again, very strong match. Better, way better than Cody and John.
Champion John Cena takes on Randy Orton. Oh, it's the final dance between John Cena and Randy Orton, as over 20 years of history leads to what looks to be another classic. Randy Orton takes the lead, but ref bump after ref bump means no one is around when Orton has the champion down for several certain wins. But WWE officials rush to the ring and assess the situation, but there's no relief, so Orton delivers RKO.
That was the best part of the match. He was RKOing everybody.
So pretty good. Randy then aims to end Cena with a punt kick, but R-Truth steps in and
fucking
stops him.
R-Truth, man.
While Orton is disposing of Truth, Cena delivers a low blow and a belt shot, covering Orton for the win as a referee springs back to life, as John Cena retains the Undisputed Championship. Afterwards, Cena runs down the crowd, telling them he doesn't need them. What he needs is real competition. However, as Cena listens to the fans' explosive cheers for Randy Orton, he looks at his title belt and seems to show regret at the road he's taken for his 17th world title win. John Cena heads to the backstage area as Backlash 2025 closes out. That was a quick review of the show. What about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly?
Alright, give it to me.
As always, we start off with the good, is number one, starting off with a car crash. And tonight's Fatal 4-Way was the perfect showcase for Jacob Fatu's all-gas and no-brakes philosophy of wrestling. However, while the Samoan Werewolf looked as brutal as ever, he had no easy match as Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and LA Knight were on fire. It was anyone's match for the taking. WWE protected all three challenges, with Priest and McIntyre's blood feud taking them out of the ring and eventually out of the match. Number two, a dazzling debut. Jeff Cobb's debut was a great way to introduce the WWE Universe to him, with Cobb costing LA Knight his chance at the United States Championship.
Okay, I think it's cool that he's here, but, like, are we really going to run another Bloodline story? Like, are we seriously going to do a whole nother Bloodline story? Because I don't think we need to. Honestly, I think it's had its course. And it needs to go away now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you right now, these two are going to align themselves against him. Right? Solo, and I already forgot his name, I'm sorry, are going to align themselves to go against Jacob. Right? Because they already been teasing with Solo and Jacob. This is just cementing it. So, is Jacob going to be on his own? Is he going to have someone? Or the Tongans going to help him? What are we going to do here? It's going to be like a whole nother Bloodline Civil War. That's what I feel like is going. I hope that's not the case because I don't want it.
And protecting Knight from getting squashed by Fatu, it also showed the WWE's multi-layered approach to booking, as Cobb's debut also furthered the tension between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, hinting that Solo has found someone to replace the Samoan Werewolf. Number three, putting younger talent over. Now, the WWE delivered a career-making match
I thought
Women's
Becky was going to win. Thank God she didn't,
Valkyria. Valkyria has been on a roll ever since she entered the WWE's tournament for the title, with the universe getting behind her very strongly. It's easy to see why Lyra has a different presentation than other wrestlers, is easy to like, and is one of the promotion's most promising performers. Tonight's match against Becky Lynch elevated Valkyria further because it showed Lyra's heart and ability to take everything Lynch had, including various heel tactics. The match was brilliantly booked too, with near falls that were perfectly set up. A prime example was when referee Jessica Carr went to fix the turnbuckle cover Becky Lynch removed, which led to Carr being out of position to make the count on Lynch. Fans had to think that this was it for Lyra, but she rallied on, defeating Becky and looking stronger than ever. Lynch may win the Intercontinental Championship at some point down the line, but she didn't need to, and her counting the lights for Valkyria was the right move. Number four, Wade Barrett rises to the occasion. Color commentator Wade Barrett found himself having to step up tonight during the Pat McAfee vs. Gunther match after play-by-play man Michael Cole abandoned the announce booth to rally behind Pat, at one point even getting into the ring. However, Barrett seamlessly switched to solo mode, calling the action without missing a beat. While Barrett plays a heel color commentator, the WWE Universe respects him as one of the company's best, and tonight's Maestro-like performance should guarantee him a spot in the announce booth as long as he wants it. And number five, it wasn't pretty. Well, Pat McAfee's match against Gunther wasn't pretty. He didn't get the job done.
He got his
the fan favorite former football star a chance to defend his pal Michael Cole. Now, hopefully McAfee's match scratched the fans' itch to see him wrestle. Pat's heroic failure was good for a novelty match, but McAfee's performance will hopefully make the WWE think twice before it books him in any more matches. But that was a good. What about the bad? Is number 1, Cena steals Roman Reigns' luck. John Cena is suddenly the incredible luck that dominated Roman Reigns' Universal and later Undisputed Championship reigns. While the 17-time World Champion doesn't have the Bloodline to run interference, although R-Truth did save John from a punt kick to the head, he has that island of relevancy like Fortune that sees referee after referee taken out when the challenger is about to win with that.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, John's whole heel turn was just not it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was one of those things that was like, bro, I don't want to see this all the time. But I'm going to talk more about it then.
Said referee entering a coma after a light slap only to come back to life as soon as the challenger is down. Tonight's finish was hard to swallow as Cena took one RKO after another through table after table and should have been pronounced dead at the scene. Instead, one low blow and a belt shot were all the champ needed to take out Orton and get an easy 1-2-3. A clear sign WWE's content using the same lazy finishes that made Roman Reigns' matches tedious.
Not, man.
The only good thing about Cena's reign is that the fans know he'll be closing up shop at the end of the year. Number 2, a woefully weak finish. Penta vs Dominic Mysterio was the fast-paced match fans were expecting between the two men whose blood is rich with Lucha Libre tradition. Unfortunately, the finish ruined an otherwise outstanding match, with El Grande Americano inexplicably showing up and costing Penta his chance at a first WWE title. WWE's booking of Penta, not to mention Brother Ray Phoenix, has suddenly turned from piping hot to freezing cold, with Penta put in no-win situations that have sapped the incredible momentum he had since his debut earlier this year. Number 4, Gunther's odd behavior. Gunther is in a bad place right now. While he's shown an amazing resiliency of bouncing back from upset losses, last year when he lost to Sami Zayn, only to win the King of the Ring later and then the World Heavyweight Championship, his current booking is kind of troubling. The Pat McAfee match was fine for what it was, but things went too far when the ring general gave McAfee, who was anything but competition, a nod of respect after the match. Has Gunther all of a sudden gone soft? That's hard to believe as he nearly ended Jimmy Uso's career when he made Jey Uso watch in helpless horror. Like it was nothing. But WWE needs to send Gunther away for a few weeks until it can figure out what's really next for him, which sounds like Goldberg at this point. WWE has spent too much time building Gunther up as a top-level performer, and it'd be incredibly short-sighted to throw it all away, not to mention the cost of the many superstars who put Gunther over clean, because WWE is in a creative rut, which there's no denying it is. And why would anyone follow Solo Sikoa? Jeff Cobb's apparent addition to Solo Sikoa's faction kind of makes no sense. Right now, in a logical world, why would anyone want to work with Solo Sikoa? His weak claim as the new tribal chief was thankfully cut short, but somehow WWE decided to treat him as a figure who commands respect from some of WWE's toughest competitors. Indeed, we still haven't figured out why Jacob Fatu hasn't sent Solo packing by now. It's not as if WWE has presented Jacob as a blind follower, and the only reason that he's still with Solo is because Triple H is obsessed with moving storylines at a snail's pace. But Jeff Cobb will look weak unless WWE plans to have him ditch Solo this SmackDown, but given the WWE's puzzling booking of Solo, he'll be saddled with WWE's resident albatross. And there was nothing downright ugly. While the main event and the Intercontinental title match finishes were flimsy, Backlash was a step in the right direction after a very mixed WrestleMania. And let's be honest, the John Cena-Randy Orton match ending was still better than WrestleMania's ending. WWE right now has all the talent it needs and an array of must-see storylines it can go to. Now it's a question of speeding up the pace of storytelling and giving the fans what they want instead of endless waiting to see things play out. What do you guys think of Backlash? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to some news, as it seems as 2 WWE superstars were injured at Backlash. There seemed to be some concerning news coming after tonight's Fatal 4-Way match between Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. Drew may have been legitimately hurt during a spot outside of the ring. A PW Insider's Mike Johnson is reporting McIntyre's head missed the table during the Big South of Heaven spot with Damian Priest and hit the floor hard. Yeah, that floor was definitely hard. In fact, it was just 100% concrete. However, luckily Triple H said in the post-Backlash press conference that Drew McIntyre is a little banged up, but totally fine. Now, another possible injury involves Lara Valkyria, who may have suffered a broken nose during the final moments of a title defense against Becky Lynch. Ringside News pointed out Lynch's boot appeared to connect with Valkyria's nose. Valkyria immediately grabbed her face, seemingly in severe pain as blood appeared to flow from her nose. Now we're sending our best wishes to both Lyra Valkyria and Drew McIntyre for a fast recovery.
Damn.
And finally, John Cena turns on R-Truth. During the post-show press conference, John Cena came out, and even though R-Truth helped him not get a punt kick to the face during his match with Randy Orton, John Cena showed his true appreciation by putting poor R-Truth through a table. Now it seems certain that this is going to be 2011 again, and they're going to be running back that capital punishment match. No doubt as Saturday night's main event.
Okay,
imagine if Truth actually wins the Undisputed Championship.
That would actually be crazy.
Folks, I will look at Backlash as well as the wildest news stories in reviews 2011 again.
So here's my thing with the whole finish for, or the last two finishes for John Cena. Like John Cena, I keep saying this, and I'm not trying to downplay John as a heel, but his heel run hasn't been great. Like, it really hasn't. It hasn't been. I really hope that they were teasing that John's contemplating like what he's been doing whenever he was leaving the ring and he got emotional, and like you could see like the wheels turning in his head, like he was like contemplating like, damn, like, am I really doing this? Like, is this how I keep my belt? Blah blah blah. Because John needs to turn face, and it needs to happen relatively soon. His heel run is not great, man. It's not. Look, the match with him and Randy was fucking phenomenal last night. Incredible. Great match. But then, like he said, Randy did so much damage to him. RKO after RKO, slamming him through two tables and everything. And I get Super Cena. You could have shot Super Cena and he would have fucking kicked out. But all that, and John just low blows him and hits him with the belt, and John retains the title. It's like, Randy needs to go heel. He has to go heel. He got screwed out of that match so many times. Referees getting knocked out. The whole production team checking on one referee. Like, what the yeah, he got to go heel. He has to. One of my biggest fantasy bookings that, for me, is that obviously I think Cody is going to be the one to go after John and ultimately beat John, right? Because it'd be like an essentially passing of the torch, because John was the face, Cody's the face. So, but in my mind, if you want to set a WrestleMania match up, Randy should win Money in the Bank. Because if John and Cody fight at SummerSlam and Cody beats him and Randy cashes, because something big has to happen at SummerSlam. It's 2 nights. If Cody beats John and takes the title and Randy cashes in and beats Cody for the title, you're setting it up. Yeah, you still have a long way to go, but you're setting it up. A possible WrestleMania match with Randy and Cody. You see what I'm saying? It'd be nice. It'd really be nice. Hell, you can even make a trilogy if you really wanted to between Randy and Cody. They have a lot of history, so it's already there. But John needs to turn face, because his heel run is not it, man. It's very underwhelming. It's not. I'm not a fan of it. But overall, Backlash was great, and they had a lot of good matches. I could have sworn Jay and Logan Paul were supposed to fight, but I guess they moved that to Saturday night main event. So I guess we'll just watch it then. Saturday night main event is literally just a house show with pay-per-view and PLE attachments to it. No, it's not. It's a regular house show. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like the wrestling content, please like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Leave it in the comments what you thought about Backlash, how you felt about it, how you felt about this finish or any of the other matches. But yeah, this was a great PLE. I give it at least I'm gonna say at least like 8.5. I'll give it an 8.5. I'm not gonna give it a 9. I feel like that's too courteous. I give it an 8.5. I think it was a really good PLE. It's going in the right direction. They just have to make the right moves from here on out. You know what I'm saying? Randy needs to go heel. He has to. I better not see Randy come out there talking about some. No, I need him to go and start packing people up like back in the bald-headed Randy days. That guy. So, anyways, thumbs up, subscribe. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace.